Hey, cheers, everybody, and welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Good to have you here tonight, this afternoon, morning, depending upon where you are. I hope you're all doing well and have had a great weekend. I know I have been a little busy, but it's been a good weekend in general. I can't complain, not at all. Got to just I don't want to say lay around, lounge around because that's not true, but got out and about a little bit, did a little whiskey hunting, did a little work on the truck, just things you got to do. And Monday is back to school here in Las Vegas. The little angels come back, first day of the new school year. So it is going to be busy tomorrow. That's for sure. But I am so glad you all can make it. Let me just say hi to a few people here in chat. I know Eva Williams been waiting, been here a minute. Always great to see you here, sir. Appreciate it. Brian, thank you for popping in here. I know you're busy cooking away, and do me a favor, save me some, and I will be over. Josh, as I said, really appreciate you being here. Thank you for sticking your head here. Always appreciate it. And of course, John Kranz, cheers, man. Great to have you here. And not to mention Richie Z. Hope all is well for you, sir. I haven't seen you in a minute. I mean, I know we've chatted on other streams here and there, but great to have you over here tonight. And if I'm not mistaken, Richie, I think you've had a few Tumblin Dice in your time, and I'm talking about whiskey, besides probably throwing some dice. But anyway, um, great to have you here. Great to have you here. And some of you know that bottle that I have sitting right here right now. I mean, I've had Tumblin Dice before, but I've never owned a bottle. I have come across this yesterday when I was out and about on my little hunting expedition. Stopped at one of my favorite haunts, Liquor Lineup, the new one out there in Sky Canyon, just to bother Steve. And lo and behold, what was coming through the door? Saul was bringing it in on a dolly, and I mean, I saw the boxes, but I didn't pay attention to what it was. And lo and behold, he came out with this little beauty right here, and told me it was their store pick, and he was getting ready to release it as of last evening, which was Saturday night. And I was lucky enough to run out of that shop with that bottle before it went out to everybody else. So that being said, I asked him on the way out, I says, do you mind if I talk about this? Tonight isn't Saturday night because I did mention it on Big Vic's stream. And then, of course, today I said, I'm going to go ahead and review it. And he said, absolutely, knock your socks off. So thanks to them. And I appreciate that. And as far as I know, I'm the first to get that bottle. So that being said, in my glass right now, I decided to pour a little Prideful Goat 6-year. Yep, 6-year. I had to look. Is this the 6-year? Yeah, it is. 6-year. Of course, it's MGP 95.5. Why not? Let's get some real rye. My gosh, why am I tongue-tied on that word? Rye whiskey going. So to all of you in chat right here, right now, cheers. Great to have you here. Thank you for being a supporter and stopping over here and smashing that like button and saying hello. So cheers. That's nice. Everybody knows I like rye, and I'm not an expensive rye guy. In other words, Bullet Rye, one of my favorite everyday sippers, without a doubt, favorite. I got to say hello to a guy that popped in here. Peter, cheers, man. Appreciate you coming in here and saying hello. Thank you very much. Yeah, Well, you know what, Richie? Again, again, I found this at Liquor Lineup a little bit ago, but Liquor Lineup 2, not Sky Canyon. And I did a double take because I, there just weren't here in Vegas. And all of a sudden, I walk in there and on one of the end caps, boom. Well, yes, I reached out and took it because I heard a lot about it and how good it was. And I did see that you talked about that. So, okay, I thought I'm pretty sure you and I have talked about this before. It's been a while, but I thought we talked about that before, Tumblin Dice. That's what I just want to go back and check your comment to make sure that I was probably sitting in the right church. Might have been in the wrong pew, but I was in the right church. So appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. But anyway, picked up the Prideful Goat, and I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good spirit. I like this whiskey. I like rye. I like the spiciness of it. I like the sweetness of it, and particularly when it's a 95.5 rye. Um, it's really good. And this one comes in at 113.6 or at 56.8 alcohol by volume. But I like it. So I figured tonight, since I am going to be sipping another rye, well, why don't we stick with the same distillery? So MGP is MGP, Prideful Goat, Tmblin Dice, although the Tumblin Dice is a 7-year. But we'll talk about that here in just a minute. No, you can't, Richie. No, you can't. Don't think I can even count how many versions of MGP I have in the bar. Yeah, absolutely, Peter. I tell you what, MGP, what is it, Ross and Squibb now? Ross and Squibb or something like that? Because I know it's not MGP or that. I don't know if the name was taken down off the side, but anyway, I think it's Ross and Squibb, but neither here nor there. People like me and you and Richie and John Kranz and Josh, and we're always going to call it MGP, right? That's what it is. But you know what? They make some good stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just pull this up here. Oh, yeah. This is the Smoke Wagon Select, Blender Select Rye Whiskey 95.5. I mean, hey, 58.22 alcohol by volume. I mean, come on. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So I've got a little bit going on here just because I don't want to ruin my palate with anything else tonight until after I've had that. When I say ruin it, in other words, I don't want to change the flavor I'm getting. So I want to be able to stick with that MGP profile. So that's why I grabbed a couple of these ryes, and I'm starting off and working my way up here a little bit. Believe it or not, the Smoke Wagon is just a touch under the Tumblin Dice. Just a touch. Yeah, oh, believe me, I am sure they're raking it in now. I used to call it LDI. Okay. I'm sure you will let me know what exactly that stood for. But I like MGP juice. There is no doubt about it. I like it a lot. So, excuse me. So before I started this, I went and I attacked the top of this sucker. Because let me tell you what, this thing is sealed tight. I watched Saul struggle with getting this thing open yesterday. I mean, just hacking it up. But you know what? I took my time. I used my special bottle opener. You all have seen it. I always keep it around here because I gotta have it. I gotta have this special bottle opener right here. I mean, there's just no way around it. You gotta have this bottle opener. So I keep it right here, ready to go for just such these emergencies. So you didn't see me hacking away at this, but I evened it all out here as best I could, so it looks nice. got all that off. But I will say this. If you bought 2 of these, all right, and you wanted to put one away in your bunker, you wouldn't have to worry about this synthetic cork or anything whatsoever, anything getting in here, because there's nothing getting past this waxy, rubbery seal, the stuff on there. Remember how hard the knob creeks were sometimes to open with all that gunk all over them? I swear this was at least 10 times harder than that. But anyway, well, while I'm here chit-chatting, I'm going to pop this thing because it's already open, ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and use my special glass right here and pour some in there. And like here we go. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's not a real cork, people, but I'm not against synthetic corks. Don't care. Not at all. You might as well know that. I am good with the way it is right here. What in the heck that was in there, but that's all right. It will give it some character. So let me just pour a little bit into this one here, and I'm going to let it breathe a while we chat a moment. That's right, Anthony. Knock your Glen caps off the thing. Don't ask me how I did it. Apparently, it wasn't too hard. But let me just set that there. Let me just set that there a minute. Joe, the sample guy. Cheers, man. You raise my glass to you. Little prideful goat here in here. Cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here, saying hello. Appreciate it. Just poured the 12-year Bullet 95 rye. Really good MGP. Absolutely. I said here a little bit earlier that Bullet was just one of my favorite everyday go-to ryes. I tried it years ago. Totally liked it. I thought it was great. I actually, believe it or not, I don't have it on the shelf or anywhere here. I'm just out of it. I had 2 bottles at one time, and I just went through it, and I kept saying, I'm going to get another. I just haven't, because I have so many other ryes. Nothing against it. I just haven't, but it is truthfully one of my favorite ryes. I don't know if any of you have a particular favorite when it comes to a rye. Let me know in chat. You know, I'm always interested, particularly if something that I don't have. One of the ones that I really like, and I don't have much left, it's sitting right up there. It's called Magnolia. And I do believe that who got me that? Oh, Bourbon Battalion. Bourbon Battalion got me that, and he dropped it off here a few years ago. And I tell you what, that is a very nice rye. It's I think it's 100 proofer, if I remember correctly. Yeah, bottled and bond, 100 proofer rye. Very nice rye. When that thing opened up, it really did well. Really did well. But we get another sip of this prideful goat here. And we'll get this show rocking and rolling here a little bit. Really enjoyed the Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye. You know what? I have some of that. I don't remember if I cracked it. I probably did. But that's something that I haven't went back to in a minute. When I say a minute, it's probably been a solid year or more. But it's within arm's reach right over there, because I actually looked at it. Oh, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, I was rooting for something on the shelf. You know how I always talk about you get stuff and you put stuff in front of an open one and another stuff and another stuff, and some things get pushed to the back, out of sight, out of mind. I'm like, holy smokes, how'd that get back here? So I brought it forward. I put it over there, but it's there. It's there. Yeah, I like that prideful goat. Really, really good. That's for darn sure. Really good. Z-Man, I hope you're doing well. Saw you a bit on Ken's stream this morning, but I was busy lurking and running around. But always great to see Z-Man floating around here. Oh my gosh, here's my great-grandfather right there, Greg. Yes, I'm thinking about that. But that is my bottle opener. You get them stubborn bottles, and sometimes you need the proper device to pick all that wax and crap off of these things. And, you know, if you'd have waken up from your nap there at the home there, great granddad, you'd have known what this was for. But thank you for waking up just to come over here, say hello to everybody, and smash that like button. Uh-oh, I got to look at this. There's nothing embarrassing about that. I mean, you can't be embarrassed by having too much of a good thing, especially if it's something that you've got for bunkering later. If it's a particular batch that you liked and you found a couple of them, oh yeah, there's no shame in stocking up on a few things like that. Really good. And speaking of really, I'm telling you, Mike Stahl's here. When he shows up on your stream, you know you're almost a big deal. When you're attracting big names like Mike Stahl to your stream, look out. That means at least one person's watching. What's up, Mike? Hope you're doing well, brother. And don't forget, Livewire Whiskey will be going on at 6 p.m. Pacific time right after me. So make sure you all are ready for one heck of a rip-roaring time over there. But we will be ending it just before that so everyone can go over to Livewire. You don't want to miss it. All right. So let's get right to this. What everyone came to hear, the Tumblin Dice. So I've had samples of Tumblin Dice before. I've had it in my hand. But I always disclose if I've had any of this prior to this, and yes, I did. So Saul actually fought and opened one right as he brought it in. He popped it out of the case, brought it over, and says, "We're going to try this," and we did. And I was like, "Hey, this is interesting enough for me to walk out with a bottle." I have not had any more since I had that little taste on Saturday, because normally, as you all know, I don't like to taste it before I actually try it for you all on stream. But I tasted it and I was like, okay, this has some promise. Let's see. So like I said earlier, I said, hey, you don't mind if I start talking about this, so on and so forth. He was like, good. I was like, great. So here we are. Yes, it is, Marty. It is dice time. Cheers, brother. Thank you for popping in here. Yes, you need to get ready. It takes a lot to get ready for Livewire Whiskey, and you need time. But anyway, so here we are, Tumblin Dice. This particular store pick was just released at Liquor Lineup last night. So it's a collaboration between Delmonico's and Liquor Lineup. Delmonico is a steak house, a steak restaurant here in Vegas. And so they had a little collaboration. This particular bottle was barreled on 9/17 of 15, then bottled on 1/9/23. Sal just got them, and here it is. It comes in, like I said earlier, at 117.36 proof. Alcohol by volume is 58.68. This is 7-year-old MGP, proudly distilled. I don't know if you all can if it'll focus, if it's spending time to focus on my face, but it's MGP from Indiana, new charred oak barrels. All right. So love rye. Like I said before, I really like rye, and I wanted to stay within that same palate. So that's why I was drinking some Prideful Goat, because it's MGP. I didn't pour the Smoke Wagon because I wasn't quite sure how close it was to the Tumblin Dice, but the Tumblin Dice just edges out the Smoke Wagon Blender Select Straight Rye. As you all know, Smoke Wagon is MGP also. So I didn't go to that, but let's see here what we got on the nose. Now, first thing, I can tell this is a rye spice, oakiness, without a doubt on the nose. You get that. You get that right off the bat. I like it. Some people might go, "Ooh, it smells spicy." Well, it's rye. It's rye. That's what it's supposed to be like. That's a normal note you get on the nose when you take a good sniff of it. The color's nice for 7-year MGP. Hope you all can see that. Let me move that over. See how nice and dark that is. It's a nice 7-year. Looks nice. It's hard to see on this particular one, but it has some nice legs on it coming down the side of the glass right now. And some people are looking, hey, look at that glass. What's the proof on this? It is 117.36 or 58.68 ABV, Peter. Yes, it is, Bourbon. And oh, by the way, I know you're scheduled to stop by here and drop something off to me. So whenever, I shall be waiting. Anyway, so that's what the ABV is on this. So let me get a little sip of this. Like I said, I haven't had any since last night, and it was just enough to set the hook on me here. So let me give it a whirl. Give me a minute. I'm kind of letting that. I just want to let that set, and I want my palate to get acclimated here a little bit. I can't believe that was easy to find, but I do appreciate that, particularly the Offerman. Particularly that Offerman. That's what I'm excited about. And the 2016 Wild Turkey. So yeah, I'm glad to get that back because I have a 2020, and I just want to keep that in the bunker for later. I'll replace that 2020 with a current one, or I'll get in touch with you next time you're getting ready to come out here to pick me up another older turkey, because I really like that. I really like that profile. Oh, it's a liter? I saw the picture. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. I've had the first sip. Let me get the second sip here. That is a spicy, sweet, proofy bitch. That's for sure. But that cinnamon is fresh. There's, I want to say vanilla a little bit on there. Definitely like a dark burnt brown sugar sweetness, viscosity on it. And you know what, Richie? The reason why I left that up there is like, I think that might be the little note I'm getting, a little herbal, vegetable. I don't know, but it's nice. I like it. But let me get this third sip in here. When you get into that second and now the third sip, that spice just elevates a tad more. So when I took the first sip, I held it on my tongue in the roof of the mouth for just a few seconds before I let it flow through my mouth and consumed it, because I really wanted to just give my palate a chance to say, oh, hey, what's this? And do its thing. The second sip brought out the spice, brought out that cinnamon, brought out the sugars. It was just a cornucopia of things, and almost, I will say, like a shock to the palate. I mean, it's like, holy smokes, wow. And then that third sip, things reached that level that, okay, all right, we got this now. Now you're tasting the oak. Now you're tasting the sweet, the cinnamon on there. What Richie made a comment on, that herbal, the vanilla, I'm getting on there. It's very pleasant. It's very pleasant. As a matter of fact, it's doing pretty darn good right now. Let me get another little sip in here. On the retro hail, it's really a brown sugar, vanilla on the retro hail with that spice just starting in the back and rolling from the back of my tongue straight up forward, grabs me on the sides of the tongue. Really nice, really nice. I mean, it's spicy. It's a little warm. It's a little warm. If you're not used to a rye like this, 95.5, it's different. But I think it's really nice. I think it's got a good flavor. I love the spice on it. I think so far it's a hitter. I mean, I'm definitely going to have to get that down below the shoulder there a little bit and then give it some time to open up. But I think this is a good whiskey that they picked there. And let me just say this so everybody knows, Liquor Lineup doesn't sponsor me or anything like that. They don't, how do I say, I can say what I want, about the whiskey, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. So in anything I say or whatever doesn't necessarily mean that they support me in any way. So just want you to know they're very good people there or whatever, but this was all on me. This wasn't sponsored by them. So everybody understands that. This is totally my opinion of this whiskey and this particular store pick that they just released. I think it's good. I think it's worth the money. It was $89. They do have it on sale right now on their website. Like I said, I like it. They can't ship out of state, so you kind of have to be here to get that. Or if somebody's here, can pick it up for you. So next time you swing out here to Vegas, arrange a hand delivery, drop it off to you. But yeah, no, this is a good whiskey. Really, it is. I'm enjoying it because I am a rye person. But they did have Johnny Walker Blue for $600. Yeah, I can understand that. I've had some Johnny Walker Blue, and I know people that drool over it. It's okay. It just wasn't anything that to me was like, eh. The Johnny Walker 15-year, the green label, the 15-year-old. Now, I have that down here, and I recommend that to any Scotch drinker, even though it's a blend, but it's a blend of single malts. But it's really nice, really nice. Oops, sorry, Peter. Doc Swenson. Yeah. You know what? To my knowledge, I don't even think I've owned a bottle of Doc Swenson, and I'm not even sure if I've had any. Now, I do have some Alberta Premium sitting right here in a sample that I have gotten. I do believe that was from JD Bourbon Approach. Well, you know what? I didn't get that ginger on this, but that's interesting. But the herbal note, yes, I got the herbal note. It was something I couldn't put my finger on, and so I will then go ahead and digress and give that to you on that. But definitely vanilla, cinnamon, oak, the little herbal note on it. The proof is nice. I don't believe it drinks as high as it is, 117. I don't know if I would picked it at 117. I probably would have put it around 110, give or take, just a point or two. But if you'd have said 115, not me not knowing exactly what it was, I probably said, yeah, okay. But 117, right off the bat, no, I don't think so. But that's just me. Everybody is a little different. That's for sure. You will find there's always something to add to the list. There's always something to add to the list. Your list never ends. It continues to grow. Anybody that's here listening and in chat, feel free to chime in and just tell them it never ends. There's always something else to put on that list. Always something else. But what's really nice, about this community is I know people from the West Coast to the East Coast to Canada to Australia to New Zealand to the UK. Somebody knows where something is at some point in time, and people just naturally come to Vegas. So sometimes I can really find some hard to get whiskey that's hard to get here by just asking you all, hey, where's this? Where's that? Oh, hey, how much is that? And pick up a bottle, and next time you're out here, you hand deliver it. Hey, win-win for me. I'm just telling you, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have that. Whisking buying, it never ends. Even when you say, you know what, I'm not buying anything this week or next week or whatever, and you happen to go somewhere, and then all of a sudden, boom. Whiskey Uncensored. There you go. That's right. Evil's here, people. Evil is here. If you didn't hear me in the beginning, I told you, be careful. Evil is here. But Tumblin Dice, this store pick from Liquor Lineup, yeah, I'd buy it. Well, I did, but I would definitely buy it if I had gotten a sample like this and where I can sit here and pour some more and enjoy it. Yeah, I think this is very nice. Truthfully, I think it's going to open up nice. Get that thing down past the shoulder, and let it open up over the next 7 to 10 days, and continue to drink it. Or better yet, invite some friends over once you get a bottle of this. Crack it in front of them. You all have a nice pour of it, maybe two. Put the top on it. Push it away for 7 to 10 days, and then enjoy it yourself. Be a little selfish on this one, and enjoy it yourself, because I think it's good. I don't think it's an outrageous price for what it is. 7-year MGP, so it's terrific. So it's really good. Oh my goodness, Mr. Rance, how are you, sir? Hope you are having a good evening. Cheers, sir. Cheers. Nice to see you here. Let me finish up a little bit of housekeeping here. I just caught something because I really wasn't paying attention, not because I didn't care, but I get to the point to where I'm doing other things. And let me put that up there, because sometimes there are a few people that want to pop on and specifically chat whiskey, talk about maybe some Tumblin Dice that they had. But you never know. You never know where this goes now when I unleash it and open up the pub. Oh, a Kilhoman. Look at that 14. That is absolutely killer. Is that because I was talking about the 17-year-old Craig Alecky and stuff, and you were going to get the, what was it, a 28-year-old, wasn't a Brooklotti. What was that, Donald? You said you're going to go home and probably pour. Wasn't Lafroig. I forgot what you said it was. But I love Kilhoman. Oh my gosh. Kilhoman has got to be some of the cleanest peat I have ever had. And when I say clean, compared to Lafroig, Ardbeg, okay, the peat on a Kilhoman is at a different end of the spectrum than those. Different end. Okay, that's okay. It was. I thought I wasn't sure. You have the 28 and 32-year-old Brooklotti. Isn't that nice? Hey, there he is. That's funny you should pop in here. I was just gonna call out your name, Eric. I was like, where's Eric? He said he was gonna stick his nose in here and say hello and sit with us a while and have a little pour, and boom, there you are. Well, I appreciate you coming in here and smashing that like button, saying hello to everybody. You probably just got off work and you wanted to dash home and see what all the hubbub was about. Cheers, sir. So I hope you're ready and relaxed and get yourself something to drink and unwind. Sorry. The man, the myth, the legend. You ready, Z-Man? There you go. Okay. You set? You got a beer? Okay. There we go. I just want to make sure you're all set. How are you?
Appreciate it, man. Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I've got a good pour. I was lucky yesterday. I walked into one of my favorite shops and they were literally just rolling the cases in, and I was able to snag this Tumblin Dice before it rolled out to everybody else, and then get it out to on the channel here and chat about it a little bit. And so yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
The hardest thing to get out here is Eagle Rare 10. It sells for $100 a bottle.
A couple weeks ago, Liquor Lineup had an Eagle Rare pick. I was out of town, and well, you know what happened to that. I would have loved to have a taste of it. I have never had an Eagle Rare pick. I've never tasted an Eagle Rare pick.
I've never seen an Eagle Rare pick, but the price.
I've seen pictures. Liquor Lineup.
The price of the bottle was $65, and I said, "Yeah, you're going home with me." Never.
Well, you know what, Eric? Because I believe in supporting my friends, I'll have a little sip of this here for you, sir. But Eric, understand, gotta work. And, I know what you do. Thank you for doing what you do. To be in the healthcare field like you are, I know what it's like. I have family that's into nursing, that works in the hospital. One's a surgical nurse. One's, of course, an ER nurse. So yeah, so totally get it. So cheers to you, brother.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been on call in 10 freaking years, and I do not miss that shit. Hey, by the way, we need you to come in here. We're running short. I'm like, what? You're running
I've just
short?
left
What?
4 hours ago. Are you kidding me? Yeah. But yeah, it's the way it goes. But yeah. So yeah, this Tumblin Dice, man, it's hitting all the spots for me for a rye whiskey. I should probably send some to Whiskey Mountains. I think she'd like it.
Is that
And you know
a
what? You know what? I'm just now, because I mentioned her name just now, I don't get that mint on ryes a lot. I
no, me
don't.
either. Me either.
But I do get it on the Elijah Craig. And this one, I just caught it. And it's probably my 5th or 6th sip before I really picked it up. And just because I said her name, it was like I made the correlation. I went, oh, wait a minute. That's the other one I'm getting. A little mint on there. You know what? No, Ben, no time soon. No. I mean, yes, do I got to go back and visit mom? Yes. I should. Excuse me, I should. But no. It would be cooler and wetter. That's for sure. You know, right now when I'm at 102, a little bit of wind, but humid.
That's a few miles away. My mom lived in Tucson, so I used to go down there a couple times a month.
Oh, there we go. Whiskey Mountains YouTube channel. Right there. Thanks, Richie. But Irish whiskey right now, Ken and I call it the wood shop due to all of the finishing woods. Okay. That sounds like an interesting dram to me. And I've heard you guys talk about it. I just didn't understand exactly what you were talking about until now. If you're in Vegas, you're going to have to hand deliver me a little sample of that one time. That sounds like pretty good. Like that bog oak. Was it that West Cork, the bog oak finish or something like that? That was unique and interesting. As a matter of fact, I don't have any left, but I've saved the sample bottle, so I know West Cork bog oak at 43%. That was an interesting and tasty little dram. That's the one that Andrew saved for me that you dropped off to him, if I'm not mistaken. So I got to taste that, and I was like, wow, that was neat and interesting finish on that.
Is that a Scotch or what is that?
No, that is not. West Cork, isn't that an Irish, Donald, the bog oak? If I'm not mistaken. I've slept since I've had this.
Yeah. No, he put it in chat. He wrote Irish whiskey.
Okay. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'm looking. I think it was an Irish, the West Cork.
That's what he put in there.
But I liked it. I said it was peculiar. It was a taste that you just don't get.
Irish whiskey.
And so I'm like, ooh, this was pretty good. What I like on this right now, I like the sweet and I like the spice, the way it's rolling around on my tongue. And I like that little trickle of vanilla with the botanical. I'm not getting the ginger that Richie said, but I'm not saying it's not there. But the herbalness, yes, I'm getting that. Hey, Bourbon Baller. Cheers, man.
Cheers, Lee.
Appreciate you popping in here, saying hello, smashing that like button so hard. Z-Man feels it. Yeah, it would be good to be able just to relax at home and get a good night's sleep without it being interrupted. Yes, 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 yes. But yeah, this is going to be a nice little. This is going to be a nice little pour when it opens up. I'm darn sure of it. Darn sure of it. So next Saturday, I was invited to go to a whiskey pairing. That's what you want to call it. Well, it is whiskey, and you're pairing it with food, but it'll be a liquor lineup. So I think I'm going to do that. They're going to have Belvini there, and they're going to be, I don't know, give us a little taste of the 14, 16, and 21-year-old Belvini, to which I'm interested because I've been looking at the 14 and I've been looking at the 16, and then I see the 21-year-old, the Portwood, and I've been wondering how that would taste. So I am going to go ahead and give that a try and do that next Saturday. Let me see if I can do this. Boom. Here we go. Hold on. Let me fix this here. Sorry, people. There we go. So can everybody see that all right? There we go. Yes. So I'm going to head up there and partake in that little event. And so I can see what it's like. And yeah, I think that it is a little on the pricey side. I do. But this is the way I can get a little sample of stuff and make my own decision and then go from there. So I thought, what the heck? I might as well. It'd be a good afternoon. That's for sure. But Richie, now that you put that in my head about the botanicals, I think I'm pulling it on the nose now. Well, you know what I'm saying. It's exactly to get a little taste, to share some experiences, your thoughts, listen to what other people have to say, and basically like-minded people coming together, talking about whiskey. Imagine that with 24 people right now sitting here in chat, and what are we all doing? Just talking whiskey. And
Yep.
some are grilling, some are grilling food right now. I know people are, but hey, this is what this is about. That's why I like to open up the pub at times and we just get into talking about the different whiskeys we have had. We've gotten to taste the experience. Hey, there you go. But it is a good price. I mean, I know probably none of you are going to be in Vegas that weekend, but if you are, I'd tell you to, hey, go there and get your RSVP, get yourself your pass ticket, whatever you want to call it, and pop up to the Sky Canyon liquor lineup because it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it because I just want to try the expressions. I know what Belvini is, and I have some of their expressions, and I enjoy them. So to be able to partake in a couple of more, it might be one or two I add to the list.
Yep.
We were talking about our list, Josh. It doesn't end. Your list never ends of whiskeys you want to get, especially after you go to a tasting like that. And it's like, I do want to retire someday. I try to keep that in about the top 10. Whiskey's above, then retire, and then whiskey. I kind of remind myself I do want to retire.
I've done a few bottle shares, and it's amazing what people will bring over. You don't expect shit, and they're like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
And then I've had friends that just leave good bottles behind. And so,
oh, yeah. Here you go.
Thanks for setting us up. We appreciate you. Went, okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. A couple years ago when we had that whiskey weekend over Labor Day, I think it was 2 years ago, and it was a great time. I mean, there was magnificent whiskey there from Pappy to you name it. It was all out there, and you could have as much as you wanted. No one said boo. You free poured. No one was measuring out an ounce of this or an ounce of that. You poured it. It was on the bar. You poured that sucker. There was no ands, ifs, or buts about it. And you're right. Some people, had to leave. They're not taking it back on the plane. Leave it there for the ones that were staying another day or two. Yep. Oh, yeah. Good time.
Yeah.
Really good time.
Well,
that one's about out. Let me finish that up. And then I got a little prideful goat to finish. And I think I'm going to pour that Smoke Wagon, the straight rye whiskey. I might as well stick with the MGP theme unless somebody really twists my arm. But I think to go into a nice scotch, I'd have to get up there and proof right now because I'm hovering at 113, 118 on the proof. I mean, I got some proofy scotches. I could do it. I got some proofy scotches. I can do it, but I think I'll stick right here.
I have a prideful goat that I got from Carlos. I just don't know where the heck it is. Hold on. No, that's not it.
I love me some of that Mongolian beef. There you go. There you go.
Short barrel, hard truth.
Oh, it doesn't end, Josh. It doesn't end. Honestly, it doesn't. But it's important. Like we were talking about that Jack Daniel's single barrel rye. I might grab that and pour that. If you like that and a particular release that year, so you try to find that batch and everything. And I know people that bought 2 and 3. So they have one open, they have a backup, and then they have a bunker. That goes away and might not open for 10 years or more. But, oh, yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think about the Prideful Goat 15-year?
I haven't had any, but if it's like the 6 and I think the 8, sure, absolutely.
I'll
but
try
I like my Prideful Goat 6-year. That's for sure.
That's a Whiskey Corner sample that I got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Carlos hooked me up. He gave me some good stuff.
Carlos is a great guy.
Yes, he is.
Nice guy. Good channel. Whiskey Corner. Good channel. I like watching him. I like listening to him. Mostly I'm lurking, but unfortunately, when you're up at 0 to 30 hours every morning, I don't stay up too late anymore.
Yeah, I got to be at work at 5:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So I work 4 10s. So I work Monday through Thursday. So I have to wake up early.
Oh my gosh, Rob D, you're absolutely correct on that. She just cracks me up sometimes when you see that old Julia on there. And there's that one Cajun chef. I can't think of his name, but he unfortunately passed away. But oh my gosh.
God, you would have to say that.
I know.
there's
I
a
can see it,
there's
but I just can't. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Ed,
there's a
cheers, man.
cheers, Ed.
Hope you're having a great Sunday. Thanks for stopping in here. There you go. It's a good pour. That's why I said if the 6 and 8 is as good as I've had, then heck yeah.
The hell's his name? I'm gonna look him up now.
All right. Tumblin Dice is down. Finish up the Prideful Goat. Then I'll have a little of the Smoke Wagon's Blender Select Straight Rye Whiskey.
Justin Wilson.
Oh.
Remember him? Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name.
Fuck no, I would never remember that either, brother.
Oh, see, everyone's got it here. I'm catching up on chat. Yeah. So everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh.
There we go. Here we go.
Yeah. John Kranz, Rob D. Holy cow.
Okay.
Yeah. There's the YouTube channel where they play reruns of his content. And I can't remember who the hell it was. I have some of his old cookbooks. Yeah, he's a cool
Mr. Rogers. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I love to do
Oh
John
my
Kranz.
gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So remember, in about 30 minutes, it's Live Wire Whiskey. We'll wrap it up here in about 15, 20 minutes, give you guys a little bit of an intermission so we can get over there and harass Mike and the crew, whoever shows up over there. Oh my God, that's interesting. I'm on the Prideful Goat, and I just went back to it, and I swear I got that Old Forester banana note. Don't ask me where the hell that come from.
Well, give me a second, because I've got benchmarking glass, so once I consume it, I can.
Go ahead, take your time.
All right, then. I'll bust open this Prideful Goat.
Oh, that 15, that's right. But yeah, that is the weirdest crap. How the hell would I get a banana note on this sucker?
And I don't know what it is in Florida, but the pics and stuff, is every YouTuber I've seen that's gone through there, Bruzel, Whiskey Corner, and then Cheech, the selection down there is just off the charts.
Sometimes Cheech Whiskey Encore, wow, he lucks out and finds some shit. But of course, he knows people and he's got connections just like I do. And if I really want something, and if I say, hey, boom, it's like, wow. And you're right, Richie. I was going to say something right along that lines. I go, you never know what you get. You start drinking one thing, you set this down, you finished up like that Tumblin Dice, and then all of a sudden you grab this, and it's like, did I just get that Old Forester banana note? Are you kidding me? Almost like a banana bread note, the sweetness. And that's something I don't get the banana on Scotch, but I get the sweet bread note on a Scotch from the malt.
Mm.
That is so weird. I mean, really, that actually made me like, if I was standing up, I'd been on my heels like, holy smokes. Well, I don't understand that, Peter. Let me go into my special. Let me go under my special thing here and fix it, because that just doesn't make sense to me, particularly you. There. All right. That's been handled, Peter. You're good to go now. Because that is unusual. I was like, especially you, as long as you've been tagging around here. Holy smokes. So you're good to go now. Blueberry. Now that is very unusual. I've gotten berry notes, but I cannot say blueberry note at all.
Cherry mainly.
Cherry? Oh, hell yes. The bomb cherry note when I was getting back into whiskey. A standard wilderness trail. All right. I liked it. I opened it up. I poured it. I had great. I'm going to say when I started getting other bottles, it got to the back. And it probably sat for 9 months, 10 months. I don't remember. But somebody started talking about it on the stream I was doing a couple of years ago. And I went, you know, I haven't touched that in a while. So I went back to it. And when I went back to it and I poured out of that bottle, I could see the barrel char just kind of sitting on the bottom of it. And I kind of just give it a little sway to stir it up. And I poured it in my Glen. The first thing I got when I put that thing to my nose was the strongest, most distinct maraschino type cherry note I ever got. I was floored. It really was. I never experienced that note so pronounced in a whiskey. And it wasn't there before. It was not there before. But man, I went to that bottle and I talked about it and I talked about it and I talked about it and I talked about it. It's like, how does this happen? But here's Richie and I are talking here. It's like, it just gets you. I mean, we've all had to have had that experience. I'm sure you've had, Z-Man, Mike. I'm sure you've had where you've never got a note out of this particular whiskey, but you go back to it after months of not touching it. And it's like, where did this come from?
Well, I 1 ounce sample, the cap broke. So guess what I had to do? Pour the whole 1 ounce sample.
There you go. That's that 15 Prideful Goat, right?
Yeah, it smells good, man. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, it does. What's going on, Stalzy?
Oh, Pikesville. All right. You got a little rye going, huh?
Richie Z told me earlier, get a rye that you really like. So I did.
That's a good fucking bottle, brother. That's a good bottle.
Yep. So the other ones that are starting to interest me, was it Green River?
Yeah.
Green River.
Which Green River do you like?
Is it the foolproof or cast strength or something like that? I just tried it. I thought that was good, but people say the straight bourbon that is good, and then I think they have a weeder.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the three I know that are here. The three that I know are on the shelves here in Vegas.
And what have you tried?
I've had the cast strength or the foolproof, whatever they call it. Somebody knows the correct term, let me know, because I sure as heck don't. But I thought it was good.
I have access to the bourbon, which I like, and I still have a bottle of it. And then there's a cast strength, which is probably a little more. I think the regular bourbon's like 30, 35 out here, and the cast strength's like $10 more. And I don't know, the weeder's not that fucking pricey, but it's tasty shit.
I think it is too, Josh. I think it's called Foolproof, and that's what I was sipping yesterday, and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty good. You know, it's one of those, again, like I say, if I have a sip of it, and it's got to be interesting enough to make me go, you know what? I'm going to lay down them dead presidents and I'm going to buy some, to do that. Just like when I had the sip of this Tumblin Dice.
Oh, yeah.
Are you hungry?
Mike, you doing Stream Elements or StreamYard tonight?
Yeah, you could if you want to. If you're not. Sorry, I'm talking to the wife. She's standing at the door there.
I was muted. Sorry. I think I'm doing Elements because I'm doing both Twitch and YouTube tonight.
Elements, as in Elements Lafroig?
Well, it's studio. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought, because I was like, we were talking about Elements yesterday, and I have the Lafroig Elements 1.0. I think they're on 2.0 now, but Eric sent that to me. Hold up.
My device won't let me on there. I don't know why.
Are you Android or
On my phone.
are you using Safari?
I don't know how it goes through. I just click on a link and I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, make sure you turn it, straight up and down the portrait mode first, and then it'll let you in, and then you can turn it landscape. That seems to be the problem everybody was having on their phones.
Huh. Okay, I'll try it.
Holy smokes, look who's here, everybody. Look at this.
T-Rob doesn't go to the gym. Just
Well, he
kidding.
doesn't need to. He's the guy that goes there, eats the cheeseburgers outside the window and points at everybody and then flexes. It just naturally comes to him.
Man, what's the temperature outside in Vegas right now, Andy?
102 with some humidity and wind.
Ooh, the wind probably at least dries your skin.
It's just, you know what? The humidity here has been above, people are going to laugh. It's been above 20%. It's like 22, 25%. But at night, it's been, because of the monsoon season, and we get big, huge rain clouds, but we don't get any rain. But then we'll get 50, 60% humidity, and it's 108, 110. And it's just hot, muggy, pit dripping, like you open an oven and you just stick your face in there with steam pouring out. Yeah, it's not good.
I don't know where
It's not good.
Our humidity has been, up until the last few days, it's been 15% or so, 15 to 20.
If it was at 15% here and 100 degrees, I could run my evap cooler and not use AC and have like a $300 electric bill for the month.
No, you still have to use AC at that hot, Anthony.
Well, I know, but no, with that evap cooler, I can get it down to 78 in the house. Just running.
So how would you sleep?
How?
78 is like suicide temperature in the house. Like, my wife would kill me. She would be like, "We're gonna die."
Well, you know what? I don't know, because remember, we don't have a lot of humidity like you do. For you to get down to 10%, 15% is nothing.
No, we're the most arid all year long.
Well, that's right. That's right. I forgot where you are. You're right. You don't get tons of snow and so on and so forth.
We get snow, but we get snow when it's like 15% humidity. Like, it's the craziest freaking thing. Like, there is no
moisture, dry air, and it snows.
Yeah. The only time our humidity goes up is when it's actually raining.
Yeah, and we haven't had that. And so my wife today said, "You need to do something with that tree in the front yard." And I said, "What's wrong with it?" She says, "It's dying. It doesn't have any water." I go, "It's a desert tree." She goes, "But it hasn't had any water for months." And I go, "It's lived like that for the last 20 plus years. I turned the irrigation system off, and I said, if these plants can't survive in the desert, they don't belong in my front yard."
That sounds like my girl. She goes, "What's wrong with that tree?" I said, "It's not a fucking desert tree. Well, it looks like it's dying. It's not. It's just not getting any water." So
anyway, after this stream, I have to eat some dinner. Then I'm going to go out there, and I bought it its own, for the lack of a better word, sprinkler. I can just attach right to the hose with a quick connector, turn it on, leave it on for about 20 minutes, an hour, let it do its thing, and then turn it off.
Good for you. Way to be the perfect husband.
Oh, I'm telling you, it probably hasn't had water from me in 15, 16 years. You know,
And,
and like,
and you cut me off while I was trying to tell you something because I think you've been there, heard that.
oh yeah,
Yeah, John Kranz, my wife turns our freaking AC to 67 degrees at night.
holy smokes, does it turn off?
Dude, she still has a leg out of her blanket. Like at 67, she's still got a leg out. I'm like bundled under the blanket.
So then you have a Sub-Zero bag on your bed.
Oh my gosh, it's freezing in there sometimes. Like I have to wear socks to bed most nights.
I wore my girl wants hers at 68 because she worked in the hospital for years. 68, and I jumped in bed with a pair of blue jeans on. Guess what the woman told me? You need to take your pants off. And I went, what?
Dude, Frankie leaves the window open.
I jumped in bed with that shit on.
It gets down to like 10 degrees, and she's got the window cracked in the winter.
T-Rob,
and then she tells all of her sisters what I did, which makes it even worse. Because when I run into them, they fucking laugh at me. Well, there's a lid. He's fucking cold. Yeah, I'm cold. Fucking
T-Rob, I moved here in 98 to Vegas. I haven't cut grass since. About the only thing I do is get a little Roundup every now and then and spray the rocks where the weeds come up, or get that thing and put the pre-emergent down. I'm telling you, you're good. You won't have to worry about it. You come out this way, you just tell them desert landscaping, period, end of statement. No trees, no shrubs, nothing like that crap. All you need is a leaf blower every now and then, and maybe once a year to go through your lawn to blow the neighbor's crap out of yours. It's all good. It's all good. A lot higher. If you kept an AC here at that with temperatures like at 105, 110, one, it would never shut off. For you to have a $600, $700, $800 bill for electric, you wouldn't have it sitting at 68, 78 at all. Not at all.
damn, that prideful goat will wake you to fuck up.
Yeah, but it's good, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm really liking this 6-year. I mean, I'm on this 6-year. It's like, oh my goodness, this thing's nice. So, Mike, what's going on Livewire? I mean, I seen the thumbnail tell us, because, you know, we're all going to be running over there in 15 minutes. So I know you're getting ready to fly.
So I got my first bottle of cask strength.
Are you shitting me?
No,
oh,
first bottle.
Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to say that, but I'm shocked. That's your first one?
First one ever. Yep. First time I ever tried it. Bought a bottle. So Mr. Great Shot sent me 4. I've already had a little sample of one of them, but I'm going to do a drink through on a bunch of Still Austin that Mark sent.
Dude, that is the whiskey that brought me back to Texas whiskey. After all that shitty balconies people were telling me was so good, that I thought there's no way I could ever drink Texas whiskey again. But by gosh, Whiskey Wars and somebody else was swearing up and down I needed to try that. So I did. Bingo. Still Austin. Ah, damn it. You know, I don't have one thing from her from that. Not one.
The only thing I've ever had of Nancy's was I have a cigar blend. That's it.
Those aren't out here. The Joseph Magnus cigar blends, period, aren't out here. And then the ones that she did, shit, I'd love to have a couple Nancy Fraley picks.
Yeah.
I really would. And particularly some of them from Still Austin, but they're just not here in Vegas. And then, you know, I feel bad, let's say, asking, you know, Great Shot, hey, go to the distillery for me. And I know he does, and I know he would, but, you know, I just feel bad. The only one I don't feel bad about asking, Bourbon. Dude's always on the road somewhere, so I always drop a hint. And he he scored me the original release of the Offerman, the first one. Oh, dude, I am so looking forward to get that thing across my lips. And then he found me a 2016 Wild Turkey leader. So I'm happy with that. So now I'm not worried about drinking my 2020, or is it a 2019? Anyway, because that particular batch versus the batches they're making now, there is a difference. You taste it. It's still good. I love my Wild Turkey 101. I mean, it's a great everyday drink, but it's that profile from 16, 17, 15, that definitely isn't in 2024. It's not the same. It is not the same. But anyhow, so I got those. He's going to drop them off sometime here this week. He's flying by. He's not sure if he's going to be able to stop in for dinner or not. He's just busy. But he said he'll hand deliver them. I said, okay.
Do you ever notice that nostalgia changes things in our mind?
It does.
I feel like it has to, right? Because nothing is ever as good as it was.
So let me tell you, when they brought the Pepsi back made with real cane sugar, and I tasted it for the first time, I said, holy crap, that's the taste I've been missing. Because they switched to that high fructose corn syrup. And when they call it real Pepsi, I think it is what they branded it a few years ago as. And when I tasted it, I'm like, holy smokes, that's it. It's not the same with high fructose corn syrup. That's like Coca-Cola. When I first grabbed one of the Cokes made in Mexico that are in the bottle, you can get them here, and I sipped it, I was like, holy smokes, that's Coca-Cola, not the Coke that they have in the cans with the high fructose corn syrup. The pure cane sugar makes it a whole different thing. It's what I remember Pepsi and Coke tasting like back in the 70s.
Do you think whiskey has changed like that? Like,
I think it
Coke
has.
and Pepsi and those guys have changed recipes to improve profit and improve how they do production.
I think it has. And let me just say why. Because we all know most of the whiskey today that we drink, and I'm going to pull another popular one up, my Smoke Wagon, which is down the road for me here in Las Vegas. This isn't a single barrel. So when they make these batches like this, it's a blend of, let's just say, 40 barrels. I don't know, could be 20, but it's a blend. But they try to go for that same profile. But that same profile is not repeated in every batch. It's damn close. But I think now with the popularity of whiskey in general in past years, that the demand has depleted a lot of the older stock that they were blending in to keep that, let's just say that profile of 2016 or 2015, whatever number you want to pick. And then when they went to 2024, the whiskey wasn't as old or mature as what they were using almost 10 years ago. And case in point, the Elijah Craig's, like the B524, it's under 12 years now, where before you could pretty much say it was a 12-year whiskey. Now it's 11-year 5 months or 11-year 1 month.
But that could be one barrel out of 500. That makes them have to age state it like that. Like it's a little deceptive.
It is.
Because we don't know.
I just think,
I mean, maybe somebody does. Bourbon probably knows, but maybe we don't. Maybe we know that. But like, just because a blend has an age statement on it doesn't. I mean, it can be 1% that much, and that.
Oh yeah, and you have to have that. Yes, and you have to have that whiskey. Well, I've got some that have 5-year, 7-year, 12-year, 15-year whiskey in it, but because it has a 5-year whiskey in it, they have to say it's 5-year. But you're right; it could be just 5% of all.
I've also seen like a lot of those ECBP single barrel picks that the 9 and 10 years are not as good as the 8 and 9 years. You know what I mean? Like you get an 8-year that just crushes, the 10 years that just aren't as good.
No, and you're right. And for me, the last time I bought one of those series, the A, B, or C, was 21.
Oh, really? Because 23, they were freaking awesome. Both them and Larceny, they were really good.
I didn't touch them. They just didn't.
I'm not saying
ring
they're
that
better.
bell.
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not saying they're
No,
better.
no,
I'm just saying they're really good.
absolutely. But for me, it just didn't ring that bell. And I tried the B 524 this Saturday, and I thought, wow, that's good. But it just didn't ring that bell for me. And they come in at what, 130?
I have a theory that it's also a nostalgia or location thing that we have in our minds.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that way with food, right? Like you can be like, oh, that's not an authentic, whatever Mexican food, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's because down there they're probably not using the good cuts of meat like we are up here. Like they use every part of the cow or the chicken or the whatever.
Everything but the squeal, the moo, or the cluck.
Yeah, for that authentic. And I think the fact that it comes, as authentic, it comes as I had it when I was down there, like in Tijuana on a street taco.
Mm-hmm.
It has like an added mental note to us that we can't compete with if we try it when we make it ourselves at home. As an example.
No,
I feel like
I think that's a good analogy.
Wild Turkey 101, same recipe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet, I mean, are they changing the water? Like, I don't know. Maybe they are. But, we have this nostalgia in us of the paper label and, how great Wild Turkey 101 was back in those older days. And I think it's interesting for me to go try that, although I don't have, access to a lot of the, like, dusties like some people do. But it'd be interesting to me to see, is this really better? Like, let's really blind this, or is it, which it's perfectly fine if you think it's better because you love the paper label, you love the shape of the bottle, you love the way you used to be able to get it, the whatever, you know what I mean?
And I agree with you. And I know you're pushed for time, you got to go, but I agree with your analogy and everything. I do. And I think a lot of it is ingrained into us. In other words, this is what we remember. This is what it should be. And these ones aren't cutting it, but they're blending the profile as close as they can get it.
And like, always remember, like whenever you go back to whatever you were doing when you were younger, everything seems smaller, right? Like we remember things very different than the actual.
I'm just laughing, but yep, I got what you're saying. What we remember from then to the way we look at things now, it's like,
I walk into my elementary school and I'm like, damn, how did we play dodgeball in this little gym?
But it looked so big to you back then.
That's right.
Really. But
all right,
hey, everybody, Live Wire's coming on in 6 minutes. Mike's got to jump because he's got to get that shit show ready to go for us. So
thanks for letting me hang out, Anthony. We'll see you.
All right. Anytime, brother. We'll see you shortly.
Sounds
and
good.
I'm sorry for who comes over.
That's all right.
See you in a bit.
See you, bud.
Always great to have Mike pop in here and the gang from, Live Wire and stuff like that. Great group of people. And it is getting to be that time because I don't want to go into him, but love the conversation. Really, it was great conversation. And I think that's a topic for a whole nother discussion one night. Does our mind yearn for the past of what we used to have 5, 10, 15 years ago versus what this whiskey is now? So we're talking about Wild Turkey. Okay. Like me, I want to get that older bottle, that 2016, that 2015, that 2010, because in my mind, it's better than the 2024. What do you all think? I mean, ponder that because that could be a whole nother discussion. And maybe I'll have somebody ask somebody to please send me a flight of, let's just say, turkey. If you have some older turkey with a 2024, see if it makes a difference, A, B, or C, or is it all the same? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll bring Mike in too and say, here, let's do this. And we have the same ones and we go back and forth and we discuss this. I think that will be a good stream. There we go. You never know what happens here and what we come up with from time to time. But anyway, let me make sure I highlight that for everybody. But really, I am glad that you all were here. Thank you for stopping and supporting me. Thank you for pushing that like button. Thank you for participating in chat. And thank you for spending your time with me. It's really great. I'm glad I got this bottle of Tumbling Dice from Liquor Lineup. Great choice. I like it. It's going to open up well. I'm anxious to see what it's going to be like in about 7 to 10 days. On another stream, maybe I'll pour a sample and let you guys know, hey, how it turned out. But anyway, let me just grab a little something in my glass here. I said I was going to pour some of this, and I'm going to before I sign off and send you all over. But this Smoke Wagon Blender Select was bottled on July 2nd, 2023. It's batch 3A as an alpha. And I really enjoyed this. And this is one of the ones that I purposely kind of pulled the reins on and didn't want to keep drinking it because it's the batch. It's the batch that you want. And by the time I realized how good the batch was, I couldn't find the 3A. So you might find 3B or 3C because B is the second running of it, C is the third running of it. Anyway, I wanted A because of those barrels within that batch. But anyway, thank you, everybody. It's always a pleasure. Richie, it's always a pleasure seeing you, talking to you, just like it is everybody else. I look forward to seeing you all next week. I'll let you know how the event went at Liquor Lineup on Saturday with Belvini. I hope you have a great week, everyone. See you later. Cheers.
Cheers.